perfect. So make it perfect, your nutrition chapter. So then only it would be quite easy for you to understand the digestive system. So we are proceeding towards a chapter called a digestive system. See, nutrition, in nutrition, just watch the part 1. Part 1 is fine, okay? If you get the knowledge of part 1, then too it's fine, because it will becomes very easy for you to understand the digestive system then. Let's start. Okay, what do you mean by the word digestion? See, digestion is the breakdown of the naturally occurring foodstuff into the diffusible form. What does that mean? See, whenever we eat up food, okay, so our stomach, okay, our stomach gets full. But after 3 to 4 hours, the person can eat again. The person gets ready to eat again. So how it was possible? Suppose if your stomach is full, so after 3 to 4 hours, your stomach get empty and again you are ready to eat. So how it was possible? This is due to the word called digestion. So digestion means what? It's the breakdown of the naturally occurring foodstuff. What does naturally occurring foodstuff means? Into the diffusible form. See, there are proteins, carbohydrates, carbs, okay, vitamins, minerals, each and everything are essential. These are the naturally occurring foodstuff into diffusible form. See, diffusible means what? Absorbed. Diffusible means what? Absorbed, which can be easily absorbed by our body. See, why we eat proteins? In order to build our body. Why we eat carbohydrates? In order to get the energy. Okay, so the digestion means what? Breakdown of the naturally occurring foodstuff. What are naturally this? And which should get easily diffusible. Diffusible means what? It should be easily get absorbed into our body. Enzymes. See, before starting off the word enzymes, let's understand the word called catalyst. What do you mean by catalyst? Catalyst is nothing but the chemistry word. Okay, what do you mean by catalyst? Catalyst is one who speeds up the chemical reaction. Okay, so same like that, we have enzymes in our body. In our body. Even these enzymes helps to speed up the reaction. Okay, but the word enzymes is usually associated with the in biology. So that is why enzymes are nothing but the biological catalyst. What do you mean by the word biological catalyst? Word biological catalyst means it's a kind of a catalyst which is used in the biological term. Okay, enzyme, it's a biological catalyst. Even the work of the catalyst and the work of the enzymes are both same. They both helps to speed up the reaction. Okay, and as they work like a catalyst, they can be used again and again. What do you mean by that? See, again and again means what? Suppose in any of the reaction, if one of the enzymes get used, again that same enzyme can be used for the reaction. Okay, the third point is very important one. It acts only on a specific kind of substance called the substrate. Let's take an example. What do you mean by the word substrate? Substrate means what? A particular kind of nutrition. Suppose this is carbohydrate, carbs. This is proteins. Okay, and suppose fats. These are the substrate. So specific enzymes will work on the specific nutrition. See, it would suppose, just take an example. It's suppose enzyme 1, there are 3 enzymes, enzyme 1, enzyme 2 and enzyme 3. These are the 3 different types of enzymes. Enzyme 1 will work for carbohydrate, enzyme 2 will work for proteins, and enzyme 3 would work for fats. So these are the 3 different types of the enzymes, but they will have a specific name. As we are going to learn further, so they will be considered under a specific name. As of now, just given the example. Substrate means the different types of the nutrition, and they will work upon the specific one only. So enzyme is nothing but a kind of a protein, and that can be destroyed by heating. Okay, if there is too much heat inside your body, the enzymes which are present in your body can get die. And the best temperature for working of the enzyme is around 35 to 40 degrees Celsius. Why this temperature is fixed? Because see, as we know, our human body has around 37 degrees Celsius. Okay, our normal body temperature is around 37 degrees Celsius. So 37, the temperature 37 lies between this 35 and 40. Okay, if this temperature gets lower down, okay, suppose 34, or this temperature get exceed up like around 41, so at that period of a time this enzyme does not functions properly. So that is why whenever a person is ill, in the ill condition, the person does not like to eat a lot. The reason is very much simple, because the enzymes are not working of his as of now for a temporary period of a time, and the body won't be able to digest a lot of food. So that is why the temperature is fixed around 35 to 40 degrees Celsius, which is also called as the optimum temperature. As per the textbook, it has not been given, but extra knowledge, this is the optimum temperature. Now we will start with a chapter called the digestive system. So our digestive system is consist of the two part. One is the alimentary canal, and the second one is the digestive glands. First, alimentary canal. What does any alimentary canal consist of? See, the alimentary canal starts with the mouth. It starts with the mouth, then it goes through the esophagus, stomach, intestines, okay, and then through the anus. The one which starts from mouth and end at anus. Okay, what is anus? Anus is nothing but it's a part from where the waste part of your body gets out. Okay, waste part of your body gets expelled out. So this is the, see, mouth is the place from which the food is going to enter, and anus is the place from where the waste is going to get out of the body. So this is consists of the alimentary canal. Now second, the digestive canal. The digestive canal means what? See, digestive canal or the digestive gland, both of the names are right. It would be quite appropriate if you write the word gland, digestive glands. Okay, these digestive glands are consist of two large glands. Okay, the name of these two digestive glands are liver and pancreas. Okay, liver and pancreas. Okay, and they are associated with the three salivary glands. So these are the two large, okay, these are the two large digestive glands, that is the liver and the pancreatic, and they are associated with the three salivary glands which we are going to study ahead. Where is salivary gland is presented? In the mouth, in the oral cavity, I mean to say. Oral cavity means the mouth. See, if you can notice of this part, see, this is a perfect structure to understand, okay, what do you mean by an alimentary canal and what do you mean by the digestive glands. See, the one which starts from mouth, if I am going to eat up my food from the mouth, see this lining, see, okay, it is leading to the stomach, then through the intestinal part, okay, and then the anus part here. So this is in a proper sequence. Okay, from mouth it is starting, from the stomach, from the intestinal, that is the small and the large, and then through rectum and anus. So this was the marking of the alimentary canal. The second one is the digestive glands. Where is this digestive glands are present in? These digestive glands are here. This is the liver, and these are the pancreatic. Okay, these are the liver, pancreatic, and these are the, see, there are all three. Here the marking only of 2 has been given, but there are 3 salivary glands. Okay, so these are the glands which are associated with this big ones. Okay, they are the 3 glands that are associated with this alimentary canal. Let's talk about the teeth. How many different types of teeth we have? We have 4 different types of teeth. We have 4 different types of teeth. That is the incisor, canines, premolars, molars. Let's see, before starting of the teeth, let's take a look towards the mouth. Okay, what mouths help us in? Mouth helps us to eat up the food. It helps us to suck. Okay, sipping of the liquids. It helps us to speak. Okay, then inside the mouth there is a tongue. What is the function of the tongue? The function of the tongue is for taste. Okay, see, whenever we eat up any of the food, so we tell, okay, this is hot, okay, this is sweet, this is salty. So how does this perception gets from? This perception we gets from the tongue, because the tongue is highly consists of the blood vessels which can perceive of these sensations. Okay, tongue also helps in speaking. Okay, and it also helps in cleaning up the food particles from the teeth after eating. Okay, cleaning of the food particles from the teeth. So we always keeps our tongue moving while eating, because our food should not get stuck in the teeth. So with the help of the tongue only we clean up them. Now we are going to talk about the teeth. There are 4 different types of teeth. Okay, incisor, canines, premolars, molars. So I will give you a shortcut. Icse, PM. ICPM. Okay, you can understand like this. IC, Prime Minister, like PM. ICPM. Incisor, canines, premolars, molars. See, as we know, okay, we have around 32 teeth. Okay, in adult I'm talking, not in infants. In adult there are around 32 teeth. Okay, let's see the structures of this part. Where are these incisors? See, what is the shortcut? ICPM. Okay, first we are going to discuss regarding the incisors. See, these 2 front teeth. These front 2 teeth are called incisors. The one which is ear, okay, ear and ear, they are nothing but the canines. Okay, then after the completion of the canines there are 2 premolars, and after that there are 3 molars. Okay, the 3 are the molars. See, how many incisors were there? 2. How many canines were there? 1. How many premolars were there? 2. And how many molars were there? 3. 2, 1, 2, 3. Okay, this were the total number of the teeth present of each shape. And the tooth, see, the last tooth, see how many molars are there? 3 molars are there. But the last one, this last one, the last one of each molar is called the wisdom tooth. Okay, what do you mean by a wisdom tooth? The tooth which gets appear at the around age of around 17 to 20. Okay, around 17 to 20. See, these are the different types of the teeth, and these are the different types of the structures of theirs. First is the incisor, second is canine, premolar and molar. What is the function of the incisor? The function of this incisor is nothing but this helps in biting and cutting of the teeth. Okay, biting, it helps in the biting part, and cutting. Okay, suppose if you are eating chapati, so with the help of this front teeth, I mean to say the incisors, you bite and cut up the food. Okay, and break down into the smaller forms. So this is the function of the incisor. The second one is the canines part. What is the function of this canines? The function of this canines is holding and tearing. Okay, basically this canine works for the tearing part. See, suppose you have a wafer packet. Okay, suppose you have a packet of a kurkure. So many of a time it does not get tear off with your hands. So what you do, you hold up one side of the packet, okay, and try to pull it out so that the wrapper could get easily tear. Okay, so that is why these canines are called as the tearing. Okay, it helps in holding and tearing of the food. Like many of the carnivore animals, their canines are very sharp. Okay, whenever they want to catch up the prey or want to eat up their food. Okay, so what they does, they hold it with their canines, because in carnivorous animals these canines are very sharp. In the non-vegetarian people also these canines are very sharp, because they are non-vegetarian, they have to eat the hard flesh. So because of these canines only they could easily hold and can easily tear their skin. Then the next one is the premolar. Okay, what is the function of this premolar? It helps in crushing and grinding. Crushing and grinding. What is the function of this crushing and grinding? See, grind means what? Grind means what? To break the particles more into the simpler form, basically into the powdery form. Grind means what? See, we have the mixer grinders. Okay, what is the function of those? Suppose I am putting any fruit inside this. Suppose let's take an example of a banana. Okay, if suppose I am going to put a banana, okay, in the mixer, so whenever we turn it on, so after few time what you are going to see, the particles, see that that banana easily got into the powdery form, into the smaller form. Like suppose let's take an example of an apple also. So grinding means what? Which can be easily get a breakdown into the powdery form is called nothing but the grinding part. Then we have the next molars. The function of the premolar and the molar is one and the same. Just only remember one thing, okay, the last tooth, okay, last tooth is called as the wisdom tooth, which appears at around age of 17 to 20. So basically there is some of the dental formula regarding those parts. In child around 2 years, see, a child has around 20 teeth. Okay, a child has the 20 teeth. In the start, see, as I said in the very start, we human adults have around 32 teeth. Okay, but in the initial phase of the life, we have only 20 teeth when we were infants. Then this number grew up to 28, and then it got converted into 32. So why these three phases? Okay, why we can see these three different sets of the phases? Let's understand. See, this 20 teeth when we got, okay, around infant age, around 2 years of old, they are called as the temporary teeth. This 20 temporary teeth or deciduous teeth. Okay, see, why they are called as the temporary teeth? Because they can easily get fallen. Okay, they does not stays in your body for a longer period of a time. They get fall when you grew up. Okay, whenever a child gets grew up, this teeth starts to fall. Okay, then the next set of teeth are called as the permanent teeth. Okay, then the next set of teeth is called the permanent teeth. When we get this permanent teeth about the age of around 12, about 12 years of age, we get this permanent teeth. Okay, permanent teeth. and permanent teeth are those teeth which stays with you for a longer period of a time, okay, till your old age. These teeth are, suppose let's take a first condition, 2 years of age. How many teeth we will be having? Around 20. Let's take an explanation of this part. See, 2 incisors. See, just remember the shortcut ICPM. So the numbers which I am mentioning, 2 means incisor, the second one is the canines, okay. Why I have written this in this numbers, 2102, 2102. This 2 means incisor, 1 means canines, 0 means the premolars, this means the molars, okay. But why I have written like this? Why I have written them in 2 set? Because this upper one shows these teeth are in the upper jaw, and this shows they are at the lower jaw, okay, upper jaw and lower jaw. So that is why, okay, so that is why they have been divided into 2 parts, the upper one and the lower jaw. But if you are going to count the number of teeth, how many number of teeth we can see? 2 plus 1 is 3, 3 plus 2 is 5, 5 plus 5 is 10. Only 10 we have, but here I have written the word 20, because you have to consider that we humans are bilaterally symmetrical. What does that means? That the human body is been divided into 2 parts. One is the right hand side and one is the left hand side. Suppose these are the 10 teeth which are on the right hand side. So how many teeth would be there on the left hand side? Same number. So 10 plus 10 makes 20. So you have to consider like this, left and right, okay, and then you have to multiply it by 2 or plus by the same number. Then adolescent, we have around 28 years, 28 around. See, just see this formula, 2 1 2 2, not divide the lower jaw, 2 1 2 2, upper jaw and lower jaw. If you are going to count, so this number would appear up to 14, but 14 teeth on the right hand side, okay. If I am going to multiply by 2, so it would be around 28 teeth, okay. You just have to multiply this number, so you would get up your answer. Human adult, this is 2 1 2 3, 2 1 2 3. If you are going to count, so there are 16 teeth, okay. If I am going to multiply by 2, so it would be 32. So that is why human adult has the 32 number of teeth, because see, and adolescent have 28 and human adult have 32. The fourth tooth gets rise because the last premolars increase by 2, okay. On the upper jaw increase by 2 and the lower jaw also increase by 2. So that is why these numbers get raised up. Now these are the structure of a tooth, okay, a single tooth. If you can see this part, this A1, okay, this A1 is the incisor and the second one is the premolar. The function of this incisor, okay, incisor and canine, sorry, the first one is incisor and canines, because they both help in biting, cutting, tearing of the food, right? And premolars helps in the crushing, grinding. So that is why if you could see of the surface of the incisor and the canines is bit sharp, okay. If you are going to notice, it is bit sharp. But if you look at the shape of the premolars, okay, this is not sharp, okay, it is kind of a flat one. Now let's understand a structure of the tooth. The outer, the whitish material that we can see is called as the enamel. Enamel is nothing but the white part of the tooth, and this is the hardest substance in the body, okay. This is the hardest substance in the body. Then inside the enamel we have the second structure called the dentine. Okay, again this is harder. Okay, not the hardest, this is harder, but not harder than the bone. The harder is animal. Okay, the main animal is the very hardest one. Okay, and the second one is the dentine. Then we could see the structure called cement. What is the cement? Cement is nothing but another bone like structure which helps to fix up the root in the position. See, you can understand like this. Suppose this is the soil and these are the roots and this is the shoot part. So who holds this root? Definitely the soils which is present inside will hold this roots tightly and firmly. So same like that, we have the structure called cement which helps us to fix the root in the position. Then we could see this pulp part. What is the pulp? It's a connective tissue. It's a very soft one, and this is consist of the blood vessels. See, we can see of this nerves part. Okay, and this consists of the blood capillaries, lymph vessels, nerves, each and everything they are consist of. So during cavity, see, whenever a person tooth get decayed, okay, whenever a person get a cavity, the teeth always keeps on irritating. Okay, because why? Because there are the sensations. Okay, they are the blood vessels which are present in your tooth, so that is why it always keeps you feeling of a pain. So this happens in the pulp region. Okay, see, if you notice the dentine and the animal, the part which is above the gums, are called the crown, and the part which is below these gums are nothing called as the root system. See, we have this same condition in the plants also. Root system, shoot system. This is nothing but the shoot system and this is the root system. So same like that, this is the line. The above one is called crown, and below the crown there is a root system. And what is the gum? The reddish color part, okay, which we can see. Saliva. So we know what is meant by saliva. Okay. So what is the function of the saliva? Saliva helps in speaking and swallowing of the food. It helps to lubricate the food. It helps in the cleaning of the mouth. It aids in the water balance. See, speaking and swallowing is very easy to understand. Lubricate foods means what? See, whenever we eat up any of the food, okay, the saliva which is present inside our mouth moist the food. Okay, so this means the lubrication of the food. It also helps in cleans up the mouth. And the fourth one, it aids in the help of the water balance. So what happens some of the time? See, some of the time what happens? If there is a dryness in our mouth, okay, if suppose there is a dryness in the mouth, so what we do? We drink a lot of water. Okay, we drink a water so that our mouth gets moist up. So it helps, this saliva aids in the water balance in the body also. So suppose there is a less amount of a saliva which is present in your mouth. So what we do? We feel thirsty, so we drink up water. So whenever we drink up water, remember one thing, it helps us to maintain up the water balance also. So we can easily rectify whether we are feeling thirsty or not with the help of this saliva. Then see, there are three, we have mentioned in the start how many glands are there, salivary glands. 3 salivary glands are there. Let's check the name: parotid, submandibular and sublingual. Let's understand the name. Parotid glands. These are the glands. They are present in front of and beneath each ear. Okay, they are present in the front and beneath the each ear. There is the projection. Okay, why this is called as the salivary glands? See, the word glands you have already studied in your 8th standard about the endocrine. Glands mean what? With secretes. Okay, so what it is going to secrete? Suppose I am taking salivary gland, so definitely it is going to secrete saliva. Gland means secretion and salivary means what? Secretion of the saliva. So where is parotid glands are present? See, these 3 locations are very important and they will ask you in the exams also. Parotid glands just in front of and beneath each ear. Okay, then what is the section structure? Submandibular. Sub means what? Below. Word mandibular means jaw. Okay, see, I have differentiated this word. Sub means what? Below, and mandibular means jaw. So this gland is present below the jaw, which helps to secrete the saliva. The third one, sub. The sub means below. And lingual means tongue. And this is present below the tongue, which helps us to secrete the saliva. So we got these 3 structures, location. Now let's understand about the structure. Okay, let's understand about the structure. Swallowing and the peristalsis condition. See, this structure is related to the glottis, which is open. And what do you mean by glottis? I am going to make it sure. See, whenever we eat up the food, so we eat up from the mouth. Okay, so at that period of a time we have to open our mouth. We can see this structure. See, this is getting open, the food is going to go inside. Okay, then when we move in, so the food gets a 2 direction, like this. Understand, like this. Like this. Okay, okay, so the food get 2 ways. This is A and this is B. Assume like this. This A is nothing but a trachea, and this B is nothing but the esophagus. So whenever the food is in the pipe, so the food should go in the esophagus, right? In B, it should go into the B. But some of a time, very oftenly, some of a time, it goes into the A section, which is the trachea. What is trachea? Trachea is nothing but the windpipe. Some of a time, the food enters into this windpipe. I mean to say the trachea. So that is why you often feel it coughing. Okay, but very rarely it goes. Not every day. Okay, very rarely it goes. So why the food does not travels into trachea, okay, every day? Because there is one glottis, there is one membrane which is present at the top. This membrane, okay, which is present, which helps to close up the flap of the trachea. So there is only one passage which is left for the bolus to travel, this food particle, that is the esophagus. So they might ask you in the objective base, okay, the flap, okay, what is the the larynx, I mean to say the voice box. Larynx is nothing but the voice box, which is located at the entrance of the windpipe. It's pull upward to bring it close to back of the tongue when a flap called epiglottis. So basically, what is the function of this epiglottis? The function of this epiglottis is to prevent the food part, okay, the food particles to travel. It helps, this epiglottis prevents the food particles to go into the trachea. Okay, so flap is always keeps on moving. Okay, some of a time, not some of a time, most of the time your food pipe is closed. Okay, because we humans need to respire. Okay, and we respire 24/7. So most of the time this flap is open, but we don't eat 24/7. So most of the time your food pipe is closed. Whenever we eat, this flap changes up its direction. Okay, how? See, if you could notice, this is the glottis part, this is the epiglottis. Suppose if this is the food which is traveling, suppose this is the food. Okay, this is the food, so this glottis will go down here and it will prevent. So only one direction is left, that is of esophagus. The food will start to move from here to here. This is the opening part. See what is happening out here. If you notice, here the glottis is getting close. This is the food mass. Okay, and this is the closed part of the glottis. See, it is preventing the food to enter into the windpipe. Okay, it is preventing the food to enter into the windpipe. So this glottis is getting closed up, and now it got only one direction, that is the esophagus, to travel. Now let's understand with a term called swallowing and peristalsis. Okay, peristalsis. Swallowing means what? To swallow up the food. Okay, directly without chewing up the food, we swallow. Okay, what do you mean by the term called peristalsis? Peristalsis is the wave of constriction caused by the circular muscles of the gut pushing the food along. In an easier language, I will tell you. Okay, what do you mean by the word peristalsis? The peristalsis means what? Contraction and relaxation. Okay, what does peristalsis means? Contraction and relaxations of this food pipe. See, what do you mean by bolus? Bolus means nothing but the food, okay, which is in the form of a ball. So that is why it is called as the bolus. See this part. This part is getting narrow up. So this means there is a contraction. Okay, but if you notice where this bolus is present out here, if you notice this part, this is quite big. Means what? They are relaxing. So this systematic contraction and relaxations keeps on occurring. So that is why it is called as the peristalsis. See here also, if you could notice, the part which is getting narrow, see here, is nothing but contracted. Okay, but if you notice out here, this part is nothing but contracted. But if you are going to notice out here, the food which is present in this pipe, okay, got a sufficient, gets a big amount of space. So this is nothing but the relaxation part. Okay, the part where the bolus is present is the relaxation part, and about that they will cause a condition called the constriction. So this constriction and relaxations keeps on occurring. If I would suppose this is the bolus. So where this bolus is present, here, okay, this part is called relaxation or expansion. But if you could notice, this part is narrow, right? This part is narrow. So this is nothing but the contracted phase. And if you could notice this part, this is nothing but the contracted phase. So this inside our esophagus. Okay, the contraction and relaxations keeps on occurring. So this is nothing but the peristalsis. Okay, this is nothing but the peristalsis effect. Okay, so thank you students. This was the part 1 of the digestive system.